Mr. Nair and I have been talking. Is there any way that between, in the mornings when people congregate or lunches and all that, could the jury congregate somewhere else other than outside the courtroom? It's so difficult with the different categories of witnesses we're wrangling. There's a lot of people that we're having to separate. I mean, there's just between the parties, there's 7 of us that kind of keep getting trapped kind of amongst the crowd of jurors. Is there anywhere else they could wait for the sessions?
And Judge, also, when we go to that little office, it says public defender on there.
Right.
So then the jury kind of knows.
Yeah, no, I offered you the office back here, and the state has one. I mean, they have the district attorney's office down there as well. But if you need a space, we can find you space in the building. That's the most convenient, is the little room right behind you there. I'll try and figure out where we can send them to. I don't want to send them to DeVargas Park because they may end up as witnesses for a few other cases. I've seen hand-to-hand buys happen outside of my window looking at DeVargas Park. So it's right across from the Adult Probation and Parole Office, if you don't know. I'll think about it. The closest walking distance, so there's not a whole lot of shade, but there's a couple of tables next to the Veterans Memorial at the Bataan Building.
Or even just if they could meet in the morning in like the jury selection room and then all come up en masse when it's time to bring them up.
I think we have grand jury tomorrow, don't we?
No.
I thought it was last week.
I know I swore in a bunch of deputy AGs yesterday.
Oh, there might be they may have requested a special session.
I don't know. I know I swore in about 7 or 8 yesterday.
What? Okay.
If there's nothing down there, then the grand jury room, and then there's that outdoor little patio off to the side. And they can't see out of that patio to the DA's office or into the major plaza.
Or even just on that same spot, but on the second floor, kind of, because they're all just gathering right here. So maybe.
Second floor's got the same windows facing your office.
That part's okay. It's just that when we're all waiting to get let into the courtroom or what have you, we're all just kind of in that bottlenecking with the jurors right here. Okay. I don't mind if they see us going to it.
We'll work on it.
Thank you so much.
And Judge,
anything else?
I had a proposal in regards to the jail audios. We still have concerns about jury getting wind of it, or believing that Mr. Apodaca is in custody. We would stipulate, we would agree to the state being able to bring in those statements to the detective. If there's hearsay issues or whatever, we would stipulate to that, if that as an alternative to those recordings actually being played.
That's why I asked earlier if there was a transcript.
And I think, Judge, when we can run it through Axon, and Axon will create a transcript. I think, again, there are going to be very, very limited sections of that. I mean, I would say, the most that for one clip is going to be probably 10% of that actual audio. And I do think that it is very important that they hear the defendant's voice on those recordings, as well as in, I apologize, hear his voice in the interview with Sergeant V. Hill.
I don't know what the probative value of the defendant's voice is, Judge. I mean, if we're going to agree that they could bring in the statements to the detective, then I think that is sufficient.
Because I think the statements aren't going to get the inflections. If we're just, if the detective or sergeant is actually just reading those statements, they're not going. The jury is not going to be able to make a determination on the veracity, on the truthfulness of those statements through the detective. They need to be able to evaluate those statements on their own and compare those.
Okay, I'm going to stop you because we could do this for another half hour. Is the actual audio going to be played through the detective when he testifies?
Yes.
Or, okay. And that's not going to be until Friday or Monday? Okay. So we have a whole day.
I think Friday.
Do the redactions provide them to council as they're redacted. And then I will set some time up. He says about 14 minutes total, and I'll listen to them and make sure we don't have background noise and those kinds of things that are a giveaway as to his location at the time the conversations are happening.
So it's 14 minutes, each phone call is 14 minutes because it's a collect phone call, and I think they're probably maximizing it. We do not want to play 2.5 hours worth of GL audio.
No, I got that, but I was under the impression that all 11 added up to about 14 minutes.
Probably so, yes.
Okay, so redact out what you're gonna redact out, provide it to council, and have a copy ready to play in court outside the presence of the jury, and we'll have this conversation again. Understand, they get to decide whatever weight they wanna give to any evidence they receive, so, that's the other side of the coin of the concern that you have, so I wanna listen to those tapes.
Understood.
And then we'll have this conversation again. If there's something on there that makes it debilitating, we'll deal with that. If we wouldn't be having the conversation if there wasn't a concern that the statements were prejudicial. It's whether or not the context in which they are made is additionally prejudicial beyond that. So we'll have that conversation. But all we're gonna do today through his mother is identification that she listened or that she's aware of communication she had with her son and that those were her voice and his voice.
Correct.
Okay. Anything else, counsel? Any need for additional clarification?
Not at this time, Judge, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let's have our jury. You may be seated in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen. We continue in the state's case in chief. It's interesting watching juries over the years because they organize themselves. There are no assigned seats in the jury box, but after only about 4.5 hours today of coming in and going out, you're lining up in order pretty much where you're seated. You're free to move around in the jury box, but people get very territorial about their seats. So if you're gonna move, you might wanna have that conversation. We're gonna continue in the state's case in chief and finish out the afternoon. Then I'll give you some closing instructions at the end of the day and talk about when to come back tomorrow. Who is the next witness for the state?
It's going to be Linda Montoya.
Ms. Montoya, if you'd come forward, please.
And Judge, I think she may need access to a plug up there.
Is there a power plug up here, Angel? I think there is.
Yes, there is.
Right here in this corner. Yes.
Yep, he'll give you a hand, help her set that up before we get going. Go ahead and check it, make sure it's working okay. I'm gonna place you under oath, ma'am, so if you face me and raise your right hand.
Sorry.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Please have a seat. So as we begin, the attorneys are going to ask you some questions. Make sure you understand the question before you answer. And if it's not clear to you what you're being asked to respond to, just say something. And
Okay.
the attorneys will make it clear.
Okay.
Um,
Can you
couple
hear
of-
me?
Okay, yeah, I think we can. If, I'm going to ask you to begin by stating your name and then spelling your name for our record. Everything we do has to be recorded.
Okay, my name is Linda Louise Montoya, and it's Linda. Louise Louise. Montoya is Montoya.
Mr. Long,
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Do you have a son?
Yes, I do.
And what is his name?
Isaac Apodaca.
And do you see him today?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury what he's wearing?
He's wearing a suit. Black
right.
jacket, tie, pants.
And do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Would you do me a favor and wave at him? Your Honor, please let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
yes, she has.
In October of 2022, do you know where your son was living?
He was living with Lainey McCauley and Carol McCauley.
Okay. And on October 29th, 2022, sometime before noon, did your son call you?
Yes, he did.
And did he ask you to do anything for him?
He asked me to call 911.
Okay. Before he called you and asked you to call 911,
He asked me to pick him up.
okay. And what was your response to his request to come pick him up?
I asked him if he was still sick because he just had RSV. He was really sick, and I'm on oxygen, so I can't have anybody sick around me because due to my lungs. And he said yes, he was. I told him we can't pick you up, but we could take you to a motel so you could sit there and rest and then get better, and then we could come home after you're done
Okay, great.
getting better.
And then you mentioned that, was it maybe a few hours later that he called you and then you called 911?
Yeah, he called me. He had told me, oh, I'm going inside to use the bathroom. I'll
And
call
I'm
you.
going to go ahead and stop you right there, but he called you and then you
Yeah.
called 911, is that
I
correct?
called 911.
Okay. Now, so ma'am, have you listened to some recorded phone calls today?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And on those recorded phone calls, do you hear your voice?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And on those recorded phone calls, do you hear your son's voice?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Can
And
we approach?
Yes.
Are the last 4 digits of your phone number 4537?
Yes.
Permission to approach the witness?
Yes.
So, Ms. Montoya, I'm going to hand you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 7 through 17. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way up to 17, okay? Permission to approach the witness?
Yes.
Would you just take a look at those very, very briefly? Okay, now without saying what those are, did you sign and date each one of those discs?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Can we approach her?
Come on up. Mr. Long, you may continue.
Thank you. And you signed and dated each one of those discs, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on each one of those discs that you signed and dated, do you hear your voice?
Yes, I did.
And on each one of those discs, do you hear your son's voice?
Yes.
At this point, I would move State's Exhibits 7 through 17 into evidence.
Anything else on behalf of the defense?
No, you're not.
7 through 17 inclusive are admitted.
Thank you. Pass the witness.
Cross-examination at this time, counsel?
Defense has no questions, we'll reserve the witness.
Okay. You've been reserved as a witness, so you may be recalled later in the trial.
Okay.
Don't seek out any information about the case. Don't talk to anybody about the case. Don't talk to any of the other witnesses. The attorneys will stay in touch with you and let you know if you have to come back and testify and when that will be.
Okay.
Okay? You're free to go and step down, and Angel will help you with your
Okay.
concentrator.
Your Honor, permission to approach and retrieve the evidence?
Yes. Would you give him 7 through 17, Angel? Additional testimony or evidence on behalf of the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Cesar Ornelas.